If you sit down and talk with almost any woman about what she wants in a partner, she will give you a list that sounds like a dream. She will say she wants a good man. She wants someone who is kind and gentle. She wants a man who has plenty of patience and someone who truly listens when she speaks. She might say she wants a man who never starts an argument and someone who always puts her needs at the very top of his list. If you ask 100 different women, you will hear these same words over and over again. On the surface, these things sound like the perfect plan for a happy life together. It sounds like common sense. But this is exactly where so many men get tripped up and make a big mistake. They hear these words and think that being a good man means they have to say yes to every single thing. They start to believe that they should put up with any kind of behavior, stay away from every disagreement, and spend every waking moment trying to make sure a woman is smiling. They become a person who tries too hard to please. Then they feel very hurt and confused when the woman who said she wanted a good man starts to lose interest or stops showing him respect. Today, a group of caring experts wants to walk you through 5 big reasons why many women do not actually want the version of a good man that most men turn into. Please do not feel upset by this before you hear the whole story. Stay with us until the end. This is not about women disliking good people. It is actually about a huge misunderstanding that men have about how the human heart and mind really work. Understanding this secret can completely change how you build your life and your relationships for the better. If you are joining us for the first time, we are so glad you are here. We are a group of caring experts who spend our time looking into how people connect and the quiet truths that help men build stronger and more meaningful lives. If you like learning about these things, we invite you to stay close to our work. Every single week, we talk about the things that many people think about in private, but very few people are brave enough to talk about out loud. Now, let us dive into the first reason. As people who care about how hearts work, let us explain something that many women might not ever say in plain words. Being a good man is not the same thing as being a man who agrees with everything. Those two things are very different. One thing that many people struggle with is making a smart choice when their feelings are very strong. We can all see something that we know is probably a bad idea, yet we still feel a huge urge to do it anyway. Sometimes our emotions get so loud that they drown out our common sense. This is exactly why a woman does not actually need a man who says yes to every emotional choice she makes. Instead, she needs a man who can look her in the eyes with a calm spirit and say, "No, that is not a good idea, and we are not doing that." It might sound strange, but that one calm no often earns more true respect than 100 times of saying yes just to be nice. A man who is scared to disagree because he does not want to hurt feelings might think he is being very loving. But over time, a woman starts to see something else. She sees a man who is scared of losing her approval. The very moment a woman feels that you are afraid to stand up for what you believe is right, the way she thinks about you starts to change in a quiet way. The reason for this is quite simple. Most people are looking for someone who can lead the way. It is not because they want to be bossed around or controlled. It is because they know that feelings can sometimes make it hard to see the right path. Every woman has had moments where her feelings told her to go one way, while her smart brain told her to go the other way. This is just a part of being a human being. This is why women naturally feel a sense of safety and respect for a man who is not afraid to say that he thinks a decision is wrong. Please notice that we did not say a bossy or mean man. There is a giant difference between being bossy and being confident. A bossy man tells a woman what to do because he wants to feel powerful. A confident and good man says no because he is thinking about what will happen later, even if it is hard to hear right now. Many men are truly terrified of saying no. They think that if they disagree, it will push the woman away forever. So they agree with everything. They support every single choice, even the ones they know deep down will cause trouble. They stay away from the hard talks because they are scared she will be sad or mad or leave. But the sad truth is that this is exactly where the respect starts to fade away. Respect grows when a man has things he truly believes in. It grows when he can stand on his feet and be calm about his rules without getting loud or angry. It grows when his choices are based on being wise instead of being afraid. If a woman gets mad because you disagreed with her in a kind way, do not think you failed. You are simply learning if she is someone who can handle a man who thinks for himself. A woman who truly likes you does not need you to be a mirror that reflects everything she says. She needs you to be strong enough to tell the truth even when the truth is a bit uncomfortable. This leads us right into the second reason why things often get misunderstood. The second reason is that many men get confused about what it means to care. When a woman says she wants a man who cares about her, a man might think this means he has to fix every bad mood, carry every emotional burden, and make it his full-time job to keep her happy every second. That is not what is actually being asked for. We want to tell you something that is rarely said out loud. A woman does not want a man who loses who he is while trying to handle her feelings. If she is having a rough day, she does not need you to start worrying and panicking with her. If she is upset, she does not need you to beg her to be happy again. If she is acting purely on her feelings, she does not need you to throw away your own peace of mind just to make her feel slightly better for a moment. What women truly look for and respect is a man who is like a rock. We call this emotional stability. It is the man who can calmly say that he is ready to talk when things are respectful, and until then, she should take all the time she needs. This kind of man is sending a very strong message without even trying. He is saying that he knows who he is. He is showing that his own inner peace is not something that other people can switch on and off. Many men believe that chasing a woman every time she is sad or pull away shows how much they love her. But sadly, it often shows her that your happiness depends entirely on her happiness. After a while, that feels very heavy and tiring for her. A woman wants to know that the man she is with can stay steady when life gets stormy. She wants to know that he will not break his own rules just because she is having a hard time. Caring is very important, but giving up your own self-respect every time someone else's mood changes is not healthy love. It is actually leaning too much on someone else for your own feelings. Many women lose respect for a man when they see that he has no boundaries and does not know where he ends and she begins. The biggest trap many men fall into is thinking that if they just care more, everything will get fixed. So if she stops calling as much, they call her twice as often. If she is mad, they say sorry even if they did nothing wrong. If she pulls away, they run after her even faster. They tell themselves that if they are just patient enough or love her enough, she will turn into the person they want her to be. But that is not how attraction or respect works. We can tell you that a woman does not respect a man who throws himself away during every little mood swing. In fact, the more you try to take responsibility for how she feels, the more likely you are to lose your own spark. You stop protecting your own peace. You stop holding on to your own strength. Before you know it, your whole world is just about making sure she is okay. That is not what most people are searching for. A woman feels much safer with a man who knows exactly where he stands. A man who can say that he cares deeply but will not lose himself trying to fix things that only she can fix. This is the kind of man that is admired because he is not just reacting like a leaf in the wind. He is responding like a grown-up. Many women will even start to change their own behavior for the better when they realize the man they are with is not easily shaken by every little emotional storm. This is not because he is mean or cold. It is because he refuses to let temporary feelings steer the ship of the relationship. The truth is, a woman does not want to be your whole world. She wants a man who has his own solid ground to stand on. She wants a man who stays calm when life is difficult. Once she knows that your peace does not vanish every time she is in a bad mood, she sees you as someone she can really count on. Now, let us move to the third reason. This one might feel a bit uncomfortable to hear, but it is very important. Many women have a deep respect for a man who is willing to walk away. Now, please listen carefully. We are not talking about a man who uses leaving as a threat or a way to be mean. We are not talking about a man who plays games or tries to control someone with silence. That is just being insecure and hurtful. What we are talking about is a man who knows what he is worth. He knows his value so well that he will not stay in a place where he is not being treated with respect. There is a secret that many women do not say. The very moment a woman realizes that you will never, ever leave, no matter how she acts, the whole relationship changes. If she is rude and you stay, if she breaks your rules and you stay, or if she keeps doing things that hurt you and you stay, she starts to believe that your rules do not actually matter. Without meaning to, many men teach women that their own standards are not real. Many men think that staying through every single bad thing is the ultimate proof of love. Sometimes that is true, but other times it just shows that a man is terrified of being by himself. People can usually tell which one it is. A man who knows he has the power to leave does not stay because he has no other choice. He stays because he wants to. That is what makes his choice to stay so special and valuable. This is the kind of man that is actually the easiest to respect. He does not beg for love. He does not try to bargain for basic kindness. He does not stay in a place where he is being treated poorly. He knows what he brings to the table. And because he knows he is valuable, he also knows when it is time to say goodbye and move on. This is not about being arrogant. This is about self-respect. Many women admire this more than men think. There is another part to this as well. A woman respects a man who can walk away because it shows he does not need her just to survive. There is a huge difference between wanting to be with someone and needing to be with someone. If you stay because you are scared you will never find anyone else, people can sense that fear. We notice how you act when things go wrong. Do you start to panic? Do you start begging for attention? Or do you stay calm because you know that your worth as a person does not change based on what one person thinks of you? This is where many men lose their way. They make one woman the center of their entire universe. They stop seeing their friends. They quit their hobbies. They forget about their big goals in life. Their happiness depends on if she is happy that day. Without realizing it, they have given away all their power. That is never something that draws people in. A woman feels so much safer with a man who has a full life. This is what we call an abundant mindset. It means a man has a life full of big goals, good friends, family, and a lot of respect for himself. A man like that is not going to put up with being treated badly because he knows that even if he loses one relationship, he will not lose himself. This is the kind of man women value most because they know he is choosing to be there every day. That choice means so much more than someone who stays just because he thinks he has nowhere else to go. The fourth reason is about boundaries. Many men confuse having a rule with actually making sure that rule is followed. Almost every man will say he has standards. Almost every man will say he won't let people be mean to him. But the real question is, what happens when those rules are broken? We want to tell you a truth. A rule that has no consequence is just a bunch of empty words. If you tell a woman that you do not like being spoken to in a certain way, but you do nothing when she does it, she will stop taking your words seriously. It is not always because she wants to be mean. It is because you have shown her that your rules are not actually real. This is why what you do will always matter more than what you say. Women pay a lot of attention to whether a man does what he says he will do. If you say that being honest is the most important thing, then being lied to should mean something changes. If you say respect matters, then being treated poorly should have a result. If there is no result, your words lose their power. This does not mean you should be a person who looks for ways to punish people. It means you respect yourself enough to protect the things that make a relationship healthy. A woman cannot keep respecting a man who does not even respect his own rules. The moment she sees she can cross every line without any worry of losing you, the relationship starts to break. Respect does not go away all at once. It goes away one tiny broken rule at a time. Once that becomes the normal way of living, it is very hard to fix it. The problem is that many men stop after they say what their rules are. They tell a woman what they like and don't like. But when she breaks a rule, fear takes over. They are scared of the tears or the anger or the thought of her leaving. So they start making excuses for things they said they would never allow. We understand this instinctively. We look at what you do much more than what you say. You can say respect is a must 1,000 times, but if nothing happens when it is missing, the words become like background noise. This is why consequences are so important. They are not about being a mean person. They are about being a consistent person. If you say you will not accept a certain behavior, then you must act on that. If you don't, every rule you make in the future will be even weaker. Many men think they are keeping the peace by ignoring bad behavior or excuses, but really, they are just teaching the other person that they can keep doing it without losing anything. The women who truly look up to a man are usually the ones who know exactly where the line is, because that man has shown her, in a very calm way, that his values are not for sale. That quiet consistency is what builds real respect. This brings us to the fifth and final reason. Too many men think that love means giving up everything for the other person. Many of us were taught that being a good man means making a woman the center of the world. We were told that if we just give enough attention and always put her first, she will love us forever. But that is not how it usually works. A woman wants to be a big part of your life, but she does not want to be your whole life. When a man stops working on his dreams, stops seeing his friends, and only lives for one woman, things start to feel wrong. She no longer sees the man she first liked. She sees someone who lost himself. This is why men get so confused. They think they are proving their love, but the woman just feels like she can't breathe. The best relationships are made of two whole people. A man should have things that make him excited to get out of bed. He should still work on himself. He should still value his own time and the life he had before he met her. This is actually what keeps a relationship feeling fresh and healthy. It is because she knows she is joining your journey, not that she has to be the one to start it for you. Women do not fall for men who have nothing else going on. They fall for men who have a world of their own and invite them to come along. As we finish up, we want to be very clear. We are not telling you to be mean or cold. That is not the message at all. The point is very simple. Women do not turn away from good men because they are good. They turn away from men who think being good means being weak. There is a giant gap between those two things. A good man can still have rules. A good man can say no. A good man can walk away if he is being treated badly. He can lead and make the hard choices without being a bully. These qualities do not push away healthy women. They are exactly what healthy women are looking for. Think about what we talked about today. Respect does not come from agreeing with everything. It comes from having your own mind. Admiration does not come from fixing every mood. It comes from staying steady like an anchor. Value does not come from putting up with everything. It comes from knowing your own worth. And rules are only real if you stand by them. This is what it truly means to be a good man. So, please keep being kind and keep being a person who cares. Just do not lose your strength or your own life while you do it. The best relationships are built on two people who respect each other, not on one person who loses who they are just to make someone else smile. We want to know what you think about these 5 reasons. Have you ever felt this way in your own life? We truly value your thoughts, and we try to read as many as we can. If this helped you see things in a new way, please share this with a friend who might need to hear it. Remember to stay close to our work so we can keep talking about these important parts of life. Always stay confident in who you are. Keep your self-respect high, and build your life and your relationships on a foundation of true respect for yourself and others.